Miss Hall, it is your claim that this gentleman, who was a neighbor of yours, sort of body slammed himself into your car, causing damage.
Yes, ma'am.
And at some point after that incident, you claimed that his girlfriend, I assume that that's you, filed a restraining order against you. That restraining order was subsequently dismissed, I assume, after a trial. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct.
And you want to be compensated for filing those false charges against you. As to how says that you purposely hit him with your car. He's counterclaiming for his medical bills and for harassment. Okay.
So today we have an entirely different thing going on in the court today, because we have two persons coming into the courtroom saying two entirely different things. One saying I didn't hit him, the other saying she hit me on purpose. So why this is so legally fascinating is because the outcome of this particular proceeding determines the way the verdict is going to go. And we know that someone in this courtroom is definitely not telling the truth. So let's see how Judge Judy is going to tear this apart.
How long have you been living in your house?
Approximately 5 years this year.
And when did you move into your house?
October of last year, ma'am.
Who else lives in your house with you?
Miss Pearl, my fiance, and our 3 children.
October, November, December. Did you have any incident with Miss Hall?
No.
January, did you have any incident with Miss Hall?
Absolutely.
Do you want to tell me what happened in January?
Sure. We had a friend over our house. This friend had got into an altercation with a neighbor across the road.
Who got into an altercation?
Our friend Sean. Now, at that time, Sean and the neighbor were having words.
What was that altercation about?
It was actually about a puppy that had gotten loose. And
Whose puppy?
Mine.
And?
The neighbor that was being argued with, her little girl had tried to chase after the puppy and got a little scratch.
Now, did she get a little scrape because she fell, or did she get a little scrape because the dog nipped her?
Actually, no, there was no nip. The puppy had jumped up when he had seen her. She's a very playful puppy. And it gave her a little scratch on her back.
So your puppy that was out of your control injured a neighbor's child, and a friend of yours who was visiting you got into a verbal altercation with that neighbor. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Now, tell me about this verbal altercation. Not with you, but with your guest.
The lady's husband had come home from work. The neighbor who had the little
lady's
girl,
husband?
The neighbor. And he had come over and tried to start words on my property.
Just a second. So the father of the child,
yes,
who your dog injured,
if you want to
came
call it
home
an
from
injury,
work and came to your house. Is that what you're telling to me? I'm really very good at peeling the onion back to get to what happened. He came over to your house to complain about your dog.
Yes.
And?
With his complaint, he was cussing and using language that should not have been used around my children or my fiance. Now, that is when Sean had stepped in and shared words with his neighbor.
So Sean got into a verbal altercation. And where were you when this happened?
I was in my front yard.
Did you get into an altercation with this neighbor?
No, I did not.
Now you're going to tell me how Miss Hall got introduced to this. Because she's going to tell me her version of the events.
As Sean was yelling at the neighbor, they were sharing their words. Miss Hall stuck her nose into something that didn't
Miss Hall was outside.
She has a enclosed porch. They were sitting out there watching TV. I'm guessing. I really don't pay attention to what they're doing.
And
I would take a good
what
guess at that.
did she say? She's on her front porch. And?
She come out and she had went at Sean, started threatening to beat his, and he better get his tattooed back in the house and barking orders and threats at him.
At your friend Sean?
Yes.
And?
And after that, I mean, the police had come.
And you don't say a word?
I had told Sean to shut up, mind his business. I have to live here. I know this is wrong from this lady, but I have to live here. Please respect me and shut up, which he did not.
So now you have an out-of-control dog and an out-of-control guest in your house.
Correct.
Yes.
Now, that happened on what date?
That happened on the 1st of January, New Year's Day.
And you had no words at all with Miss Hall. It was all Sean.
Correct.
Now, tell me about the date, sir, when you say Miss Hall tried to run you over with her car.
This was the 13th of January. Miss Hall had her car. I think it's 4-speed or 5, I don't know, it's manual transmission. We heard her, she had revved up her engine.
He's lying.
I didn't think twice.
Do you guys hear what this man just said right now? He said that the lady drove into her driveway at very high speed. But let's just take a while to analyze this, because if this is what happened, then we can see this as gross negligence, because if he was anywhere near that driveway, then this would be tagged as an accident. But something doesn't add up, because if she really drove into her driveway with that amount of speed that he's claiming she did, then how is he the only one that was impacted in the accident? So I think there's something fishy right here. But let's keep watching.
Go ahead.
Now, Miss Hall was revving her engine, like I said.
Well, why don't you go over there and show me
Absolutely.
on that chart where she was?
Now, from what it shows here, this is incorrect. Miss Hall was about right here. She drove up, and the way she had come, she was in my front yard with her car.
She was on your front yard?
Yes, where I was standing. That's where I had gotten hit, was in my front yard.
On your
In
property?
my front yard, on my
Judge
property.
Judy, I was standing with him. I'm sorry.
I don't want you to say a word.
I'm sorry.
I want you to point to the spot where you got hit.
Right here.
And
On the
that's
right-hand
your
side
house.
of my trailer. Correct.
So she was making a turn, I assume, into her driveway.
Yes.
And when she made the turn into her driveway, she hit you, and you were standing on the corner of your property.
Correct. Now, she had, like I said, she had sped up down here doing a high rate of speed. I would say over 20 miles an hour, around 20 miles an hour. Our park has a speed limit of 5 miles an hour. So at a high rate of speed, she very quickly came by, and she purposely had come at me there, like turned the car. And when she went into her driveway, she made a very sharp left turn, and in turn, was in my front yard when she made that turn back of her car, and that had struck me.
Now, she was coming down at a high rate of speed.
Correct.
She pulled into her driveway.
No, she had come into my front yard, coming up at that high rate of speed. Her tires were in my yard.
Just a second. Her front tires were in your front yard.
No, her front tires had just missed my front yard by like that. Now, when she had made the sharp turn.
Listen, Mr. House.
Yes.
The front wheels of cars are followed by the back wheels of cars.
Ma'am, have
Now,
you ever...
listen to
Sorry.
me. Go back there. Now, I know that you have a problem, and I know that your problem is that the damage to her car was on the rear panel.
Yes.
So I'm trying to figure out how the front wheels of her car and the front part of her car didn't hit you. I'm going to listen to her story in a second. But the back wheels of her car didn't follow the front wheels of her car. It sort of fishtailed. And when it fishtailed going into her driveway, that's when you were hit. Because the damage to her car, according to her, is the rear driver's side.
Can I give you a brief example of it, or a comment that might help you clarify? Have you ever drove and hit a curb, not with your front wheels, but with your back wheels, went over the curb? That's how it went. The front wheels turned out, but when she made that sharp turn, that's when the rear of the car struck me.
Okay, now, Miss Hall, let's
ma'am.
go back to Sean, the unruly guest
Right.
at the House Pearl House,
Yes.
which Mr. House seems to believe precipitated bad blood between the two of you.
Right.
Although he hasn't told me that anything happened between the 1st
Correct.
and the 13th of January.
Correct.
So I would like you to tell me your version of what happened first on the 1st.
On the 1st, Your Honor, New Year's Day, I was asleep in bed all day
Why?
because I wasn't feeling good. So, I got some back problems and stuff. So
Okay, so
I was
you were in
laying
bed.
down sleeping, yeah.
Go ahead.
Later on, I don't think it was on the 1st when this happened. I think it was the next day, the 2nd, that he's talking about, this incident with this gentleman they called Dirty. I never knew him by the name of Sean.
Dirty?
Yes, ma'am. He has a bunch of tattoos and everything.
Is that his nickname?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I heard an altercation going on outside, and it was coming from David House's home over there next door. I went over to my neighbors to make sure they were all right. When meanwhile, they called the police.
Who did?
The neighbors called the police. The police showed up. Well, I, unfortunately, being that I'm disabled and I'm 59 years old, I have an aluminum bat that I carry with me on account of the fact if somebody goes to hit me or something, I want to protect myself.
Go ahead.
Okay? So I went over to the neighbors and had the bat with me. The officer pulled up. He asked me to put the bat down. He asked me twice to put the bat down.
Oh, that's
He
amazing.
asked me.
So you went over to the neighbor's house
Right.
with a bat.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was carrying it for my protection, though.
You should have stayed in bed.
Yeah, I should have.
And if you weren't feeling well, you should have
I
stayed in
should
bed.
have, yeah.
You want to tell me what happened on the 13th?
You want me to step over to the board?
I would.
All right. All right. Now, I'm coming up through here and around, because there's trees here in the middle. Now, when I went to go make my left-hand turn, before I made my left-hand turn, David House, Judy that's here, and a couple other people were in the street area. So I stopped and honked my horn, let them know I was there, for them to move out my way.
Okay, so you honked your horn.
Yes, ma'am, and I stayed still.
All revving the engine up.
Okay? Then, as I proceeded, as they moved, the only one that stayed in the way would have been David House, but he was at the end of his trailer right here. Okay, well, when I turned in, I felt something thump. And all of a sudden, I heard somebody holler, "Oh, she hit me, she hit me." And I turned around and looked, and here's David House on the ground hollering that I hit him with my car. No way did I hit that gentleman with my car, Your Honor.
Okay.
Liar. He is a liar.
Who just said that?
Judy
Who
did.
just said,
I was there,
just
Your
a
Honor.
second. If I looked like I needed your help, I would ask for it.
I understand, Miss Judy.
Great. Don't shout out again.
I'm sorry, Your
Do you
Honor.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I would like to see pictures of the damage to your car, where that damage was.
Your Honor, may I add something? So a few friends at the park told us that what it's done to the car, the original dent from where she had hit me had been pulled out.
How do you know that?
Her neighbor, Maria.
Oh, you can't tell me that, sir.
Such a liar.
Well, this is clearly on the back of the car. You have a police report?
No, ma'am, but I do have the officer that was there.
I just asked you if you have a
No,
police
ma'am.
report.
They didn't give us no reports.
Were you present that day?
I was in the vehicle, yes, ma'am.
You were in the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you present that day? You were outside.
She was
Good.
she was
First-
aiming for me. He pulled me out of the way. She would have hit me. I was in the yard.
I just asked you a simple question. I said, were you there that day?
Yes, ma'am.
You were in the car.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so right here we have something fascinating happening because James just walked into the witness box saying that he saw the man hit his own car by himself. And this takes the whole case to a whole different level. But I know the judge is not going to let this slide because if Elizabeth drove into that driveway without being invited, then she cannot have any higher ground if anything goes wrong. So the real question here is, who is James actually supporting?
Tell me your name.
James Bevel.
Tell me what you saw.
We was coming through like Miss Hall said, and we got up to about it right where the dumpster at, and they were standing out in the middle of the road, so she did stop. She blew the horn and gave him a chance to get out of the way. And him and the lady over here, they were still by the trailer. So when Miss Hall came in, she had to make her little turn, and she wasn't touching no grass. She pulled into the yard, and that's when Mr. House was standing there, and he bumped the car on purpose.
Yep.
Okay, stand up. Your last name is?
Judith Senemo is my full name, Your Honor.
Okay. You're standing outside. She comes up. Do you hear a horn blow?
I didn't hear a horn blow.
Okay. And had you ever had any problem with Miss Hall in
I
the
don't
past?
even live there.
So
No.
you didn't live there. Now, I'd like you to tell me what you observed on the 13th of January.
We were standing in the front lawn on the grass. All of a sudden, we're on the front lawn. The trailer hitch is right here. I was standing here. This car came up four wheels.
No. Don't do that again. Go ahead.
Your Honor, all four wheels, the entire car was on Mr. House's front lawn. All of a sudden, I'm thrown to the ground by Mr. House. She would have hit me. I'm 5'0" and I'm 65 years old.
Just a second. So Mr. House pushes you
Out of the
way.
The next thing I know, I hear that boom, and David is on the ground.
You saw him hit the ground, but you didn't see the contact. He pushed you out of the way. That's what you're saying. He
Right.
pushed you out of the way, and the next thing you heard.
Exactly.
Now you can see.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm interested in something that you said in your complaint, Ms. Hall. What you said in your complaint was that you ascertained, and you have proof, that Mr. House has claimed that other cars hit him.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of proof do you have?
I don't have that proof yet.
Well, yet is here.
I mean,
this is the day. This
it's
is the
right
hour.
after I hit him. 2 weeks later, he's supposed to have walked out in front of a car, so I heard. and got hit.
Okay, then I'm going to ask Mr. House. Mr. House, in the last 3 years, how many lawsuits have you filed with regard to personal injury?
I haven't filed a lawsuit. I have my attorney who is
You
just
have a
going for
lawyer.
my just going for my medical.
You have a lawyer.
Correct.
About another incident where you were hit with a car.
Yes.
Were you walking or were you in a vehicle?
I was walking. I don't drive, ma'am.
And that happened on what date?
It was right at the beginning of February there.
Were you hospitalized?
No, I was not.
Now, when you claim that this car hit you, sir, how fast was it going when it hit you?
Once again, I'm not an expert at speed. I would
Well,
approximate.
you just made yourself an expert in speed right over there, sir. You said that she was going at least 20 miles an hour in a 5-mile-an-hour zone. So that
was
would
an
make you
educated
an
guess, Your
expert.
Honor.
How fast was the car
I
going?
would say about 35 miles an hour.
And at 35 miles an hour, you didn't sustain injuries that required hospitalization.
Not hospitalization. I had a sprained ankle.
And?
A compression fracture in my neck.
Were you out of work?
I'm currently on workers' comp. I had received some injuries.
You're receiving workman's comp for what?
I had severe chemical burns to my right foot and ankle. Right now, I am hopefully going to be released for work in May.
Chemical burns from what?
I'm in the field of industrial cleaning, and we had been doing a lot of work on the oil rigs. I was sent in to clean out a frac tank, they call it. And as I went in, there was a chemical in there that was unnoticed by my management, and it had burnt through my boot.
Okay, and how long have you not worked?
2 years. Also, with that injury, I had gained what they call reflex sympathetic dystrophy. It's a neurological condition that was onset by the chemical burns.
You have a lot of accidents, Mr. House.
Unfortunately.
Amen on that.
Up!
But to this one case, there was no accident standing in my front yard.
There never was
No,
an accident to begin with, David.
I'm going to throw
You're
you
lying.
all. It's going to make that so easy for me, which is what I would have done anyway. I'm going to throw you all out. Your claim, your counterclaim, because I told you before, don't speak out. The way that a woman like you who is disabled deals with a problem is not taking a bat and going across the street to a neighbor's house. That's not something I would do. That's not something a normal person does, to interject themselves into a dispute that has zero to do with you. For somebody who was laying in bed all day because they weren't feeling well and they're disabled and they're 59 years old.
Correct.
Disabled people don't go across the street with a bat to get
right.
involved with an altercation that has nothing to do with you. Out.
I'm sorry.
You're done. I'm done with you. Out. You can sit down. If I believe her, even though she talks out of turn, I believe what happened was she came in fast to the driveway and you pushed her out of the way. I believe that you pushed her out of the way so she didn't get hurt. And at the same time, when her car was coming in, you body slammed yourself into the car because you thought she was doing the wrong thing. And she was doing the wrong thing. And I don't believe she hit you. I believe you hit the car. So your case on your counterclaim is dismissed. Similarly, madam, I absolutely believe her when she said that you were coming in hot. And I absolutely believe her, as big a mouth as she had, that he pushed her out of the way. And you don't get rewarded for that, so fix your own car. Your case is dismissed.
So here's the legal part of the story that a lot of people are not going to see, because this particular court case took 4 tolls. 1 is the initial part, 2 is the hitting, then is the property line, then is the fraud history. And with all that has transpired, I feel the person that even won this case is someone that had a stronger story to believe, because David spent 3 parts of this particular court case trying to claim that he's the victim, but then Elizabeth decided to be smart and then use his fraud history as last, which made her win the whole thing. And as you can see, Judge Judy held on to whose story was the strongest. So let's hear in the comments, who do you think was actually right in this particular case?